Hey guys, what is up? Welcome back to the channel. I really hope you guys enjoyed my last review. I'm kind of, at the moment, I'm blanking on what that was. For those of you who are wondering about my Fantastic Four review, I apologize. I did not get that up. I don't know if I will have it up. I might just post the rest of the Fantastic Four figures as shorts. The reason why I didn't post the Fantastic Four, I got my wisdom teeth out, so that's why they're... and yeah, it's been a hot minute since I posted, so I got a special review for you guys today. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right into it and take a closer look. Today, we will be having a look at the Marvel Legends, Marvel Studios, Thunderbolts figures. And here we go. We have John Walker, we have Sentry, or I guess US Agent and Sentry. Wow. Hasbro, it took you a minute to get this right, and yes, we will do head swaps, reviews, comparisons, we'll do all that. Just kind of taking a look. I'm loving the darker colors. Finally, they got it accurate. I kind of wish the A there was silver, but that's more of a minor nitpick. Nothing too crazy. Sentry, Lewis Pullman looks amazing. I think the face sculpt on that looks great. As you can see, John F. Walker, don't know why they just didn't say US Agent. Maybe they don't have the rights or something. I don't know. Marvel Studios ThunderBolts got the asterisk. Whoops. There we go. Got the asterisk down there. Those of you who know. Sentry's right there. Very nice. Spot Varnish Thunderbolts logo up top. Flipping to the side. Not a whole lot on this side. Two images of the both of them. Flipping to the back. There is a read up. If you want to read that, go ahead and pause now. Flipping to the other side. There again is another image of both of them. Very nice. Legends thing on the back. And not much, whole lot there. And then there's a UPC and barcode in case it helps anybody. So without further ado, let's go ahead and crack this thing open and take a closer look. Alrighty, we are back. Let's go ahead. Here are both of them out, but before we take a look at them, let's go ahead and take a look at everything they come with. Then we'll go ahead and check out comparisons, and then we'll take a look at them again. So starting off, let's go ahead and start off with Sentry. He doesn't come with a whole lot. He just comes with 2 fist hands. Pretty standard stuff, pretty simple stuff we've seen before. Very nice. 2 fists and 2 wide open / I guess posing hands. Very nice there, or relaxed hands if you will. John Walker, aside from the new head sculpt, yes, we will talk about that. Comes with his US Agent shield. Here it is not a taco. Kind of wish they would have included a second one, but you know, I mean, it's still nice to get this though. Very nice detail with all the scuffs and scrapes and everything throughout on it. And then if you flip on the back, it is the same mold as all the Captain America shields, or at least the ones that we've had in the past. And it does have this stupid like clip-on feature, which I'm not exactly the fan of. Actually, I don't think anyone's a fan of it really, but just kind of that right there. So just be careful when you're doing that, and then it'll port into his back like so. So very nice there. And then of course he comes with I guess weapon holding hands, and he again comes with 2 fists. Very nice. Darker color this time, which makes sense, but very nice nevertheless. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at a few comparisons. Let's go ahead and start off with Sentry quick. I'm going to go ahead and move John out of the way. Taking a look at Sentry, here is the comic book Sentry that I have from, I believe this was a Walgreens exclusive. It's from a while ago. I want to say 2019, 2021, somewhere around in there. As you can see them side by side, the S's are very good. Love that, reminiscent to the comics. The capes are obviously different. This is obviously pinned because of the time that it was made, and then just kind of the different lines, and this was more basic, but him in the comics, I think he has the lines on the suit, but again, very nice. And then just taking a close minute here, here's the comic book head sculpt, very nice, and here is the Lewis Pullman head sculpt. I think that's very accurate. That looks very much like Lewis Pullman, so very nice there. Happy to see that. Go ahead and set them over here and move him out of the way. So now I'm going ahead and taking a look at John Walker and his stuff. Now, this isn't the first time we've had, I don't want to say this version of John Walker, but this version of John Walker. We've had so many different versions of him, and we're going to talk about it. So as you can see, the mask does look tweaked. I believe they did. I think Wyatt Russell said that they did tweak his mask a little bit for the movie based on the previous John Walker mask. I could be wrong, but I believe they said they tweaked it a little bit. So very nice. It does look like Wyatt Russell. I'm noticing a little side eye. It's not horrible, but if you kind of have him facing on, you really won't be able to tell. But so very nice there. And then fins on the side, same sculpt, same body, everything we're seeing. And finally, an actual accurate design. This could have been avoided, Hasbro, if in 2021, when you gave us the other figure, which I will show a comparison here in a second, could have avoided all of this. Still, I am happy to get him in his accurate colors. I'm liking the head sculpt, but that look in particular has never really been one of my more favorite looks of U.S. Agent John Walker, but we'll talk about it. So we'll go ahead and set him off to the side here. Here is the Captain America version, which was a Walmart exclusive. As you can see, they are the exact same figure through and through. The legs, even the sidearm here, exactly the same. Arms are the same, everything. Chest. The only thing that's different is the head, and it's updated. Obviously, it's missing the star, and then, like I said, the same shield, and then it's got that same clip-on as the U.S. Agent thing. So, like I said, different shield, but same sculpt, I think. Yep, same sculpt. This one might be a bit bigger, or I guess deeper maybe, but yeah. So, there's that. But yeah, that was the Walmart exclusive Captain America John Walker. Now, here is the other one that they came out with. Now, if you're noticing, this is the one that came with the Falcon Build-A-Figure wings in 2021, which was the Falcon and Winter Soldier Build-A-Figure wave, the Falcon Build-A-Wings. And this, again, looking at the two, I'm going to go ahead and bring in the other one. These three figures are the exact same body sculpt. Exact same mold, exact same everything. Same arm, same legs, same hands, same everything. Now, if you look, like I said, this head has been tweaked. It is a new head sculpt, more accurate to Wyatt Russell, and removing the A there. So, and that is some softer material or squishier material, which is very nice to see. But looking at these, go ahead and set him down for a quick second. Looking at these two, like I said, this one originally had the same star as this one. I just took some sandpaper and sanded it and then painted it over, because I didn't know if we were going to get that guy or not. So at the time, this was my first custom U.S. Agent, still using the official mold again, and I'm noticing that the silver did not carry over here on the strap. I think he had the silver in ThunderBolts, or maybe it was faded. I'm not 100%, but I thought he had it. The silver remained on the back, though. So I'm happy that transferred over. But other than that, yeah, everything's pretty much the same, except for the head here. Like I said, I sanded the A off that, did that myself, and then obviously he's clean shaven here versus here where he's got like a mustache, goatee type thing going on, but beard type thing going on. So there's that. But like I said, exact same figure. So where the red is on here is where the white should have been, and then you can kind of see that right there where the red is, that should have been red, and then up here where that is, that should have been white. I'm guessing this one was based off early concept art. I mean, I personally like to say that it's U.S. Agent's, like, stealth suit. So, I mean, at least that's how I used it in my collection. I mean, I'm sure if you get this one, you could probably replace it with this one, but just little unaware of that. So, there's that. And then, like I said, just kind of looking at the head sculpt here on both of them. Like I said, this one's got a more clean-cut look. I can still see Wyatt Russell in there, but this is just obviously using the more new technology, the scanning the facial technology, where you can scan the actor's face and put it on. So a bit more accurate, but still, I'm gonna do head swaps. And then again, like I said, this one did not come with the shield. This is from the comic book U.S. Agent. I want to say it was from the Controller Build-A-Figure wave. I could be wrong. It had like Speedball and U.S. Agent and Madam Hydra in that wave. I think that's the correct wave. If I'm not, let me know in the comments down below. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and do a head swap with these two and see what that looks like. Go ahead and do that off screen real quick. And here's a close-up of the U.S. Agent head sculpt from ThunderBolts. Like I said, it is the exact same head sculpt. It's just this time it is smoothed out like it should have been. I kind of wish we would have gotten this originally, but again, who knows? So, but there's that. And then, like I said, the one that I sanded the A off of, very easily, pretty quick, simple thing, and it is the same body sculpt, so I'm sure it'll look the exact same. The skin tone, yep, the skin tones even match. Well, the skin tones aren't exact. This one's more flesh colored, so you can fudge it and make it work. It might look a little weird, but there we go. So that's what that head sculpt looks like on this, and honestly, I think that looks pretty good. I think that looks really good, actually. This is probably how I'll keep mine displayed like this, just more like this without the bearded look. But again, like I said, it's always nice to have options. So that way I can either have him look like this or like this. Again, notice, I'll have to get it close here. The skin tone is different. Sorry about the lighting. The lightings make it looking more yellow than it actually is, but this one's more pale flesh colored, while this one's more of a normal flesh tone. So definitely different flesh tones at play there, and like you can see it on the neck there, how they both kind of look different, but I'm sure you'd be able to make that work, no problem. So there's that. Let's go ahead and go into articulation on these guys. And here's what the other, in case anyone else was wondering, here's what the other head sculpt looks like on this guy. If you wanted to have like John Walker and like a stealth suit, which like I said, that still works. You can make that work. The skin tones in the neck obviously are different, but if you wanted to do something like this, which I think this way around looks a lot better than this way, but yeah, it's like I said, it's always nice to have options. So options. Let's go ahead and just real quickly, let's go ahead and do an articulation segment. So John Walker's arms can come out to about 90. You do get bicep swivel, very nice. Same stuff we're seeing. Double jointed, pinless double jointed arms. I'm not going to force that because I just got him out of the package. And I don't want to break anything, so I'm not going to force that. Down here at the legs, he can kick up about that much, kick back about that much, come out about that much, and then he does have, again, that's really stiff, so I'm not going to force that, but it can bend down. Actually, here, let me go ahead and use this one. Exact same figure, so he can bend down about that much, but yeah, like I said, this guy is just out of the package and very stiff, so I'm not going to do that. But there's that, and then like I said, that cannot come out, his sidearm cannot come out, and that's pretty much about it. And then, for those wondering, this just simply pegs in the back, just pegs in the base there, just like so. So yep, there you go, there is US Agent. And like I said, I'll probably keep mine more like this, just because I prefer the cleaner shaven look. Like I said, again, options are nice to have options, like I said, with the head sculpt, so you could honestly flip between both of them. I think either of them would work, but ideally. So yeah, very nice there though. And now going ahead and taking a look at Sentry. I believe this is a full new sculpt. Head can look up that much, can look down. You do get some nice tilt, 360. His arms, ooh, okay, there we go. Okay, so they can come up above 90, so just a little above 90 there. New torso, he can bend, can't really bend, can twist, not a whole lot of bend there, can kick up about that much, kick back, pinless double jointed. So yeah, taking a look at their thigh cut down here, again, that is pretty, I'm not going to go ahead and mess with that a little bit, you can see it twisting there. Pinless double jointed knees, again, I'm not going to force that because, like I said, just out of the package, so, but, and then down here at the boots, goes down that much, comes up that much, you do get a little bit of twist. So there we go. So that is my review for the Sentry and John Walker 2-pack, the ThunderBolts 2-pack. Now yes, I am very happy with these figures as a whole. I'm finally happy to have a movie accurate Sentry to my collection, and like I said, as far as the John Walkers go, like I said, honestly, you really could interchange them if you absolutely wanted to, because like I said, I'm using the old head on the new body, and then I'm using the new head on the old body, or it's the same body sculpt, just, I guess, more movie accurate. So there's that, and like I said, there's always nice to have options. And then here's John Walker's Captain America, just as a comparison for you, and then, see, he might fall off. Oh, nice. And then here is Comic Sentry as well, so we'll set him right there. So yeah, that is my review for that, guys. I really hope you guys enjoyed this review. Stay tuned, and I will catch you in the next one.